On the sound around us, we talk a lot about energy, the energy in music, in rooms, and in the way we move through a day. And lately I have been thinking about how mornings set that tone because if the energy is off early, it follows me for the rest of the day. That is why I started using Strong Coffee Company. Their black instant blend is not just coffee. It is organic coffee with 15 grams of protein, MCTs, and adaptogens. You get bold flavor, focus, and clarity without the jitters or the crash, and it still tastes like real coffee instead of some fake health drink. I like that it is quick, convenient, and easy to keep in the routine whether I am recording, editing, planning, or just trying to start sharp. If you have been looking for a healthier and more productive way to start your day, this is one of the easiest upgrades you can make. Go to strongcoffeecompany.com and use promo code SOUND for 20% off any product. That is code SOUND for 20% off, and yes, I do earn a commission when you use it, which directly supports the sound around us. Better mornings, better focus, and better energy from the first sip through everything that comes after. After a severe airplane crash, investigators may recover a recorder that is crushed, scorched, bent, or separated from its mounting. The outside can look ruined while the final flight still survives inside. That is because the ordinary electronics are not expected to remain perfect. The real mission is narrower and harder. Protect a small memory core through impact, fire, pressure, water, and time. Despite the nickname, a flight recorder is not painted black. Its crash-protected container is bright orange or bright yellow, with reflective tape to make it easier to spot in debris or underwater. The phrase black box refers to a system whose inner workings are hidden from the user, not its color. In aviation, visibility after an accident is part of the engineering requirement. Large commercial aircraft commonly preserve two kinds of evidence. The cockpit voice recorder captures crew microphones, radio calls, warnings, switches, engine sounds, and the general acoustic scene. The flight data recorder stores changing measurements such as altitude, airspeed, heading, control positions, and engine information. They may be separate units or combined in approved designs, but their evidence is analyzed together. Throughout a flight, sensors and aircraft systems send measurements toward the flight data recorder. Depending on the aircraft and rules that apply, the list can range from basic motion and control information to hundreds or more parameters. Modern solid-state units retain many hours. Investigators later convert the stored numbers into synchronized graphs, engineering units, and sometimes animated reconstructions of the airplane's motion. Cockpit audio includes radio transmissions and crew voices, but investigators also listen for alarms, mechanical clicks, changes in engine sound, airflow, and other timing clues. Separate channels help distinguish microphones and sources. The recorder continuously replaces its oldest material with new audio, preserving the most recent period. That rolling design gives investigators the events closest to the accident without requiring endless onboard storage. Recorders are installed where crash survival is most likely, commonly toward the rear of the aircraft. United States design rules generally call for an aft location as far back as practicable while avoiding hazards such as an aft engine crushing the container. Placement cannot make any recorder invulnerable, but it can reduce the chance that the most destructive first impact or fire reaches the protected memory. Inside a modern recorder, the critical memory sits in a crash-survivable memory unit. Designs use rugged stainless steel or titanium housings, thermal protection, sealed electronics, and protective coatings around solid-state memory. Power supplies, connectors, and recorder chassis may be torn away. Investigators mainly need the memory module. Real accidents have left the outer recorder heavily damaged, while the protected board still yielded usable data. Crash survival testing subjects the protected memory to extreme acceleration. The NTSB's public specification summary lists an impact tolerance of 3,400 times gravity for 6.5 milliseconds. The event is brief, but every component wants to keep moving while the container stops. Strong housings, compact geometry, careful mounting, and the absence of fragile moving tape mechanisms help solid-state memory endure that sudden energy. On the sound around us, we talk a lot about performance, mental, creative, and physical, and lately I have been thinking about what actually fuels that. We upgrade our tech, and we upgrade our environment, but we do not always upgrade what we put into the body that has to carry all of it. That is what made Zivolife stand out to me. It is a patented microalgae superfood with over 50% plant protein, essential amino acids, fiber, and antioxidants.
You only need 1 teaspoon a day, and it supports gut health, energy, skin, hair, and the kind of internal reset that is easy to stay consistent with.
What I like most is that it is bioavailable, which means your body can actually absorb it instead of letting it sit in the cabinet pretending to change your life. It is one of the most nutrient-dense whole plant options out there, and it is easy to work into the kind of real routine people can keep. If you want to try it, go to zivo.life and use promo code SOUND at checkout for 30% off any product. That is the highest discount available, and if you use the code, I earn a commission while you support your health and support the show. 1 teaspoon, one better choice, and a cleaner daily rhythm that is actually realistic to keep going. Fuel-fed fire can continue after the aircraft stops moving. Recorder standards therefore test intense flame exposure, not just impact. The NTSB summary lists resistance to 1,100 degrees Celsius for a demanding test period. The outer metal can become dangerously hot. Layers of thermal insulation slow the heat pulse, so the memory inside stays below temperatures that would destroy the chips or their stored electrical states. A recorder may be trapped beneath engines, structure, cargo, or earth. Tests therefore consider static crushing and concentrated penetration, as well as the initial shock. A broad load tries to deform the container, while a narrow hard point tries to punch through it. Thick metal and compact internal spacing spread those forces. The goal is not a perfect shell. It is preventing damage from reaching the memory package. If a recorder sinks, deep water pushes inward from every direction. Salt encourages corrosion, and recovery may take days or weeks. Public NTSB specifications describe testing at pressure equivalent to 20,000 feet underwater. The container, seals, and protective coatings must keep the memory usable even if water reaches damaged outer electronics. Recovery teams also need a way to find a small object across a vast seafloor. An underwater locator beacon is mounted on or beside the recorder. Contact with water activates its battery-powered acoustic signal. A common beacon transmits pulses at 37.5 kHz, which specialized receivers can detect underwater. It is a locator, not a satellite transmitter, and range depends on depth, terrain, burial, and water conditions. The beacon can operate for weeks, giving search teams a limited listening window. Recovered units go to a specialized recorder laboratory. Engineers document damage, remove contamination, inspect for water intrusion, and carefully open the crash-survivable memory unit. If the normal recorder cannot operate, the memory board may be connected to laboratory hardware or installed in a compatible chassis. Raw bits are decoded into audio and engineering values, checked for timing, and preserved for the investigation. Flight recorders are powerful, but they are not perfect narrators. A channel may be noisy, a sensor may fail, a recorder may lose power, or the memory may be damaged. Investigators compare recorder evidence with air traffic control audio, radar, weather, maintenance records, wreckage, surveillance video, and witness accounts. Agreement between independent sources turns a stream of numbers and sounds into a defensible sequence of events. A black box survives a plane crash because engineers do not try to make every part indestructible. They place the recorder in a survivable location and concentrate protection around a small solid-state memory core. Metal resists impact and crushing. Insulation delays fire. Seals and coatings fight water. Bright paint, reflective tape, and a pinger help recovery. The outer machine may be lost while the flight's final evidence remains alive inside. If you are anything like me, you love a good night out, great music, good people, and maybe a couple of drinks, but the next morning does not always bring the same energy. That is why I want to tell you about Liqueur gummies. They are designed to help prevent next-day hangovers without making the night feel complicated. They use ingredients like DHM to help your body break down the toxic byproduct from alcohol, plus milk thistle, B vitamins, electrolytes, and ginger root. The goal is simple: less fatigue, less nausea, less dehydration, and a better shot at waking up refreshed instead of wrecked. They are fruity, portable, and easy to take whether you are heading to a party, a dinner, or just relaxing with friends for the night. It is one of those simple add-ons that can make a real difference the next morning without asking you to overthink the plan. If you want the discount from the original ad, go to liqr.com and use promo code SOUND at checkout for 20% off your order. That is the highest deal available, and when you use the code, I earn a commission that directly supports the sound around us. Wake up clear, stay in tune, and enjoy the sound around you a little more the next day.